Artificial intelligence is evolving faster than anyone expected. But the real question is, are we ready for it? Some people are celebrating the breakthroughs, but others, like former Google CEO Eric Schmidt, are raising serious concerns. According to Schmidt, we're at a tipping point. The technology we've created may be slipping beyond our control. The progress of AI in programming, mathematics, and planning is unprecedented. Within just a year, experts believe most programmers could be replaced by AI systems. These systems are becoming capable of doing graduate-level mathematics, reasoning like top students from the world's best institutions. When you combine programming and advanced mathematics, you get the foundation of our entire digital world. And it's happening faster than anticipated. Some leading labs report that 10 to 20% of their research code is now written by AI itself. This process is called recursive self-improvement, where machines help develop even smarter versions of themselves. What happens when this kind of self-improvement scales globally? Schmidt believes it could change everything. The warning isn't just about replacing workers or streamlining industries. It's about control. Once machines can reason, write code, and understand complex problems better than we can, our role may shift from creator to observer. At the center of this shift is the convergence of AI and biotechnology. Schmidt pointed out a critical fact. While AI accelerates drug discovery, it also carries massive risks. He gave an example of an AI model trained in chemistry, connected to a robotic lab. This system generates drug hypotheses and tests them overnight. The next morning, it refines its ideas and starts again. It's fast, efficient, and potentially revolutionary. The goal? Identify all human druggable targets within 2 years. But here's the dark side. That same technology could be used to modify viruses or engineer harmful pathogens. If AI systems fall into the wrong hands, the results could be catastrophic. Imagine synthetic viruses spreading before we can even detect them. These tools could be used not just for healing, but for harm. This is why regulation matters. Schmidt stressed that the biotech industry faces a valley of death, a gap between innovative breakthroughs and scalable solutions. Many biotech startups succeed in creating something exciting, but fail to grow because they lack the resources. The AI world, on the other hand, is built for scale. Combine the two, and you have massive potential, both good and dangerous. Another key area is data integrity. AI's ability to analyze data is only as good as the data it's fed. If that data is flawed, manipulated, or intentionally corrupted, the outcomes could be deadly. This is especially critical in biotechnology, where lives depend on accurate predictions. Schmidt didn't stop at biology. He talked about the broader future, general intelligence. That's when AI isn't just specialized in one task, but becomes capable of solving any problem a human can. He calls it the San Francisco consensus, because this belief is widely shared among top researchers in that region. Within 3 to 5 years, AI systems could match or surpass the smartest human minds across various disciplines, from science and engineering to politics and art. He gave an example involving agents, AI systems that operate independently with memory, reasoning, and decision-making. Imagine telling your AI to help you buy a house. One agent finds properties, another evaluates zoning rules, a third drafts legal documents, and so on. These systems would interact, complete tasks, and even challenge human input if necessary. It's not just programmers who are at risk of being replaced. Every industry could be impacted. Schmidt clarified that he doesn't believe everyone will be unemployed. Rather, jobs will change. Just like automation during the Industrial Revolution, new roles will emerge even as old ones disappear. But this time, the speed of change is unprecedented. He also warned that as AI becomes more powerful, it will need massive amounts of energy. Building and running the required data centers could involve gigawatts of power, possibly requiring nuclear plants or alternative large-scale infrastructure. Internationally, the AI race is intense. China, for instance, is pouring billions into its AI and biotech programs. They've developed their own AI breakthroughs, such as DeepSeek, which have sent shockwaves through global markets. In response, the U.S. has implemented chip controls and restrictions. But Schmidt admits that China has found ways to bypass these measures, sometimes through theft, but also through their own innovations. One of the biggest risks he discussed is the possibility of adversarial attacks. For example, a foreign AI system could infiltrate and manipulate a rival's model. And if that fails, the worst-case scenario could be physical attacks on data centers. Schmidt likens this to the early days of nuclear weapons. Just like nations once feared who would control the bomb, now we're facing similar fears about who controls superintelligent AI. This is why data protection and cybersecurity are so critical. If an AI system relies on flawed or maliciously altered data, the outcomes could be devastating, especially in fields like medicine and genetic engineering. Schmidt fears a future where no human fully understands the decisions being made by AI, yet those decisions still shape our lives. He believes that in about 10 years, a young scientist might look at AI-generated results, not fully understand them, but still trust them because they work. That's a future where AI knows more than any human ever could, and we accept it because of its usefulness, even if it feels like we've lost control. The AI revolution doesn't stop with biology. Other exponential technologies like quantum computing and nuclear fusion are also progressing. But according to Schmidt, AI is advancing faster than any of them. This is partly because AI development is governed by predictable scaling laws. As you add more data, more hardware, and more time, AI just keeps getting better, and we're still far from reaching any real limits. The big change recently is reinforcement learning, AI that can plan, make decisions, and adjust based on trial and error. This kind of reasoning is far more powerful than just summarizing text or generating images. It allows AI to tackle problems in ways that look a lot like human thinking, but with superhuman speed and scope. Some critics argue that AI still makes mistakes, like hallucinating facts or producing average answers. Schmidt acknowledges that, but he says the progress in just the past year has been stunning. And the next breakthroughs will come from giving AI tools that let it learn as it goes, what's called test time training. He also touched on private investment. In his view, economic uncertainty and ever-changing regulations are slowing down the pace of investment. Building massive data centers or getting the latest NVIDIA chips involves huge commitments, and people want stability before taking those risks. But the biggest concern Schmidt shared is geopolitical. If one country pulls ahead in AI, let's say by 6 months, it could dominate global intelligence infrastructure. In the world of AI, 6 months is an eternity. The leading system might capture 90% of the market, creating massive imbalances in power. In a hypothetical example, he asked what might happen if the U.S. gains AI supremacy. Would rival countries feel pressured to strike first, fearing permanent disadvantage? He even mentioned extreme ideas like treaties where nations give each other the right to destroy their AI systems as a safeguard, though he admits that's not a viable solution. Ultimately, Schmidt's message is this: AI is not just a tool anymore. It's becoming a partner, a planner, and potentially a force we no longer fully control. The implications are enormous, not just for jobs or industries, but for our political systems, economies, and global peace. AI can help us solve enormous challenges, from climate change to curing cancer. But it can also be misused, accidentally or intentionally. If we fail to put safeguards in place, we might unleash something we can't stop. The future will be shaped by the choices we make right now. Do we invest in oversight, ethics, and responsible development? Or do we rush forward, driven by competition and profit, ignoring the long-term consequences? The answer will define not just our future, but possibly the fate of our species. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's shape the future together.